Good afternoon, Ariba. My name is Dr. Anahit. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. So I was taking a look at your chart, and it looks like you've been diagnosed with ovarian cancer. We do have a chemotherapy medication here called Paclitaxel. The way that it works is it's administered intravenously. You'll just be sitting here relaxing for about 3 hours or so, and then once the treatment is done, I will see you back here again 3 weeks from now, okay?
Okay.
Just so you're aware, some common side effects that may occur because of this drug include nausea, vomiting, hair loss, fatigue, those sorts of things. They're pretty common, but usually temporary, okay? So you just sit tight there. I'm gonna go get the stuff ready and I'll be back. Okay, Reba, I'm back with the Taxol. If you could just lift up your sleeve there for me. Perfect, thank you. And as I said before, this administration will last about 3 hours. It's just gonna really drip into your bloodstream. Then afterwards, you're free to go. Do you have someone to pick you up after? Okay, wonderful. Just leave that there. You sit down, relax. Hello, Reba. It's good to see you again.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. How is everything in regards to your treatment?
Pretty good so far.
So I do have some good news for you. So after about 4 months of treatment with Paclitaxel, I am happy to say that you are cancer-free.
Oh my god, no way. Thank you so much. That's so great to hear.
I know, I'm very happy about that too.
Thank
Did
you.
have any other questions for me?
Not really. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, it was great seeing you again. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Bye, Ariba.
Bye.
Hi everyone, we're group number 15 and today we will be presenting a chemotherapy drug called Paclitaxel.
Paclitaxel is a new form of chemotherapy that treats Kaposi sarcoma, non-small lung cell, ovarian, and breast cancer. These molecules are administered into the bloodstream intravenously. Let's go into the history of Paclitaxel. Here we see an overview of the timeline of the discovery and approval of use of Paclitaxel. Starting from the beginning in 1962, samples of bark from the Pacific yew tree were collected by the U.S. Department of Agriculture to find natural products that treat cancer. The samples were then researched by Dr. Monroe Wall and Mansagwani, which led to the discovery that this tree bark contained cytotoxic activity. This activity indicates that the molecule present in the bark is able to damage or kill cells. The name of this molecule was first Taxol, as Dr. Wall believed that the molecule on the bark contained an alcohol. The name was also chosen because at this time, scientists used to name molecules based on the genus of its originating plant, which the Pacific yew tree genus name was Taxus brevifolia. It was then in 1965 when Dr. Wall's team continued to work on as many samples in an attempt to purify the main component to be used in further studies. Following this discovery, Paclitaxel underwent extensive research and development to understand its therapeutic potential. Clinical trials began in the late 1970s, evaluating the Paclitaxel efficacy in treating various types of cancers, including ovarian, breast, and lung cancers. It wasn't until 1977 when the Paclitaxel anti-tumor activity was confirmed on a mouse melanoma B6 model, which was used as a candidate for the clinical trials. The results from these trials further demonstrated promising outcomes, leading to the further exploration of Paclitaxel as a chemotherapy agent. 1 year later, researchers Susan Horwitz demonstrated the prevention of cell division through the stimulation of developing microtubules. The overproduction of microtubules will disrupt the proper coordination of cell division, ultimately stopping the overproduction of cancer cells.
Okay, so now I'll go over paclitaxel structure. Paclitaxel is a tetracyclic 17-atom skeleton, and it has 11 stereocenters. And you can see the structure over here. And now I'll go over the mechanism of how paclitaxel works, and just a little bit of background information before I start, just so that it's easier to understand the mechanism. So paclitaxel, as we've discussed before, is an anti-microtubule medicine. So microtubules play a very important role in our cells and in mitosis. They're made up of polymers of tubulin, and these make up our cytoskeleton and pretty much support our entire cell. Microtubules are very dynamic, and they go through a process called catastrophe and rescue. This is when the microtubules basically, catastrophe is when they just fall apart and they break down essentially, and rescue when they're built back up. And these processes are very important for the structure of our cell, and specifically very important during mitosis, as this helps microtubules dynamically change their size and help carry out mitosis. So as I said earlier, it's an anti-microtubule agent. and it promotes the assembly of microtubules. So basically what it does is it enhances the activity of tubulin. A tubulin is what microtubules are made out of. And by doing so, it stabilizes existing microtubules, which inhibits their disassembly. And disassembly is just referring to the catastrophe event. So essentially, microtubules are not going to be allowed to undergo catastrophe anymore. The increased stability of these microtubules leads to the cell cycle stopping in the G2 phase, and this arrests cell replication and mitosis. So as you can see in the little picture over here, when paclitaxel is ingested, it stops cell replication in the G2 phase because of the inability of depolymerization or catastrophe. And this basically leads the cell in something called mitotic arrest, and that causes the cell to undergo apoptosis, which is cell death. Paclitaxel can also distort these mitotic spindles and lead to chromosome fragmentation. This is again helpful in causing the cells to not undergo mitosis anymore. So paclitaxel, what exactly it does is it binds to the beta tubulin, which promotes the assembly of tubulin subunits into a stable, non-dynamic microtubule, and this effectively impedes their typical disassembly or depolymerization. Just a few numbers about paclitaxel's efficiency and survival rates. So for breast cancer, it was noted that the estimated 5-year survival rates increased. So if paclitaxel was taken every 3 weeks, they went up to 76.9%. And if it was taken every week, it went up to 81.5%. The response rates for weekly paclitaxel combined with the therapy has also shown up to 100% response rate in patients.
So paclitaxel is usually administered at places such as hospitals or clinics, and it's obviously given by medical experts such as a doctor. The way that this drug is administered is intravenously, which basically just means that it's injected into the patient's bloodstream through the vein. And the whole administration process usually lasts about 3 hours, and the drug is administered every 3 weeks. So in regards to the dosage can vary depending on different factors such as the patient's age, gender, the type of cancer that they have, those sorts of things. And in certain situations, other medications may be given along with paclitaxel. So for instance, for non-small cell lung cancer, there's a medication called cisplatin, which is usually given alongside Taxol.
Although paclitaxel has provided many benefits for treating various cancers, there are also many side effects that patients may experience while undergoing treatment. Understanding these side effects is crucial for healthcare providers and patients to manage treatments effectively and improve the quality of life during therapy. Here, you'll see the most common side effects that were reported by clinical trials. These side effects occurred in more than 10 in 100 people that used paclitaxel. The first side effect is nausea and vomiting, which can occur shortly after treatment. The second side effect is hair loss or alopecia, which is usually temporary. Another side effect is fatigue, which can be aided with rest, light exercise, and proper nutrition. The last common side effect is an allergic reaction, which is presented by a rash, itching, and/or difficulty breathing. If this ever occurs, immediate medical attention is required. This slide will inform about side effects that are present in fewer than 1 in 100 patients, but is important to be aware of. Bone marrow suppression decreases the blood cell count and increases the risk of infection. Regular blood testing is needed to ensure that the health of the patient is not severely compromised. Neuropathy is a numbness, tingling, or pain in the hands and feet. These may persist post-treatment, but can be managed with medication and at-home remedies to alleviate discomfort. As always, there may be more side effects than what is reported, so it is important to consult with your doctor to ensure that paclitaxel is the right treatment for you. By receiving supportive care and utilizing available medication, discomfort can be quickly alleviated. Lastly, understanding and proactive management are key, and healthcare providers are always available to offer crucial support throughout the treatment.
And here, as you can see, we have listed our references.